Yama wakwa babiem edo ba kan correct news so. Yama wakwa babiem pa nyankopon onhyiraw. Nyankopon onhyiraw. Pa se eya na wani edi kan correct na wo pese wo hu enema a ekoso ewo wiase. Na President Donald Trump ebisa Zelenskyy nsɛm bi. In fact, and some there Kamia say people are saying otherwise. Omo ka nsɛm for there. Nanso wohwe and some President Donald Trump ka ye ya na nkrofo bebre so esusu say wo suja na edi agumo na ebi nso adwene say and some Trump ka there wanhwe a de nsɛm bebre ebeba pa na edi asɛm na President Donald Trump ka ye US President ebisa Zelenskyy in the phone call say in fact obetumi ahete Moscow mechire Russia for capital city no obetumi ahete wo pa hete wo hard de eno eye questioner na according to reports no President Donald Trump ebisa Zelenskyy na die nti na President Donald Trump ebisa sa question ni na say wofo so say Zelenskyy and say Ukraine for omummo Russia kuro no ana wakadi agoro ana sen na esetie. US President Donald Trump has reportedly encouraged Ukraine to step up strike deep into Russia territory in some ubo and some bapao some eba and you know, according to reports no was say were encouraging Ukraine to say on stepping up strike deep into Russia territory, even asking his Ukrainian counterpart whether he would hit Moscow if the United States provided long-range missiles. You know, report so say Obisa Zelenskyy say we are sure pass ubetimi strike Russia city no ubetumi strike deep inside pa ubetumi na eno na Zelenskyy so edin mu ano ebaye na o say the Financial Times reported on Tuesday enra that Trump spoke to Ukrainian President Zelenskyy during a call, citing two people familiar with the conversation. The newspaper quoted Trump as saying, Ukraine President Zelenskyy, can you hit Moscow? Can you hit St. Petersburg too? And you know, and also and some St. Petersburg and so you kura Russia. We are kura one of the cities big cities also of a pa and no according to reports and Trump ebisa can you hit Moscow? Ube to me na St. Petersburg so ube to me hit one na dear Zelenskyy a reply and they say absolutely we can if you give us the weapon. And Zelenskyy so ebe yitu mu say ye betimi a strike wo mo hard pa ni nyina ne say mode weapons so no ede ebe maye na sansem we circulate wo social media so pa circulate na Financial Times report na ede sansem we on Tuesday ede sa conversation ebaye na sidia na esi spark rumors ne ewiase comment ne nzenzema koso no na White House press secretary Caroline criticize the report no say bia nya no kre na it was taken out of context and saying it was merely asking a question, not encouraging further killing. And you know White House press secretary Caroline and Rebecca sign debena out of context. Na President Donald Trump ebisa ye na nyese bia wo encourage killing. Na mpenifo won sambia wo mo eka se atoro sambia there is no rumor bia ni wono ma no kora kakra enim. Yes hwehwe bibia ni wono ma no kora obekom no na no kora kakra bi wom. So it can be say sa asem we susu no obekom no na se no kura kakra bi ewom enti say no kwasem pa say President Donald Trump ebisa Zelenskyy say wo betimi ahete pa inside Russia na che say baby asem na koduro no odofo baby asɛm na koduro no ano ayɛ den ano ayɛ den papaapa ano ayɛ den na ɛno na quickly Trump nso ɛbɛ react to saa same report no na wɔka sɛ wɔka kyerɛ Zelensky sɛ ma ne on target Moscow and that the US is not looking to give long range missiles to Ukraine. Wahu nti no we news obi bɛsi ye ni hɔ na ye ntimi nkɔfa news no directly from the source na ye tap it from sources no ye ntimi nkasi so dwam say neti ana say neti because said the obia ka ne de wo social media no so wan hwe ya na wakodi for wo ho na de ewom nie de ewom na ye de to dwa no say Financial Times report no cite Tuesday say Donald Trump any Zelensky yes saa phone call no but ekɔwie akyi no report bebrebe so aba na ne nyinaa no sɛ deɛ meka no me say sɛ yɛ nokorɛ sɛ Donald Trump ɛka saa asɛm wɔ di a na kyerɛ sɛ baabi asɛm no aduro no ano ayɛ nyan baabi asɛm no aduro no ano ayɛ nyan na wɔhwɛ nso so a President Donald Trump nankasa no afono no asɛm na fono no asɛm deɛ fono wa na kyerɛ sɛ deɛ ɛbɛkɔ akɔwie no deɛ ɛbɛkɔ akɔwie no. If you are Prime Minister of India and NATO's warning over buying Russian oil, Mark Rutte warned the leaders of China, India, and Brazil that if they continue trading with Russia and buying its oil and gas, he would impose 100% secondary sanction. And to Mark Rutte, ono so woye NATO penyini pa ono so na wode saa woni de koma Brazil, wode saa woni de koma China, wode woni ni bi nso de koma India because we saa nkuro yi so a omo so eto fango bebre pa ye oil bebre so e wo Russia ho ni nyina ne sɛ omo pese Russia fo ho kyere wo mo papaapa omo pese Russia fo mu mia wo mo sɛ ba ya they will come on board na omo de asomdwe ababara me no well anything can happen but I don't see peace about Russia and Ukraine sisi ebia na moving forward no asomdwe beba de yen hope say sa pepepe ne beye but ni nyina mu no mesrɛ sɛ ya Kristofuo ya twɛn Awurade Yesu Kristo mbaaye ya nim sɛ Awurade Yesu Kristo wo bɛn na hwɛ nsɛm bi ne yɛtietie nsɛm bi a na kyerɛ sɛ yɛbɛma yɛni ada hɔ papaapa this time. And to the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has issued a warning to Brazil, China, and India, cautioned that they would face severe economic penalty if they continue doing business with Russia. Speaking to reporters after meeting U.S. Senator on Wednesday, Rutte urged leaders in Belgium, Delhi, and Brasilia to press Russia President Vladimir Putin to take peace negotiation seriously. And you know, according to NATO Secretary, and a war catcher Beijing, China, war catcher Delhi, India, war catcher Brazil, war catcher womo say, womo counterpart no, ya womo ni didwa no, omo ka bibi nkyere no. Na efe no won take peace negotiation seriously because omo hwe ade Putin na as won cheda nye serious wo saa peace ho na in seriousness na saa ni in seriousness no eno de wiase ebekɔ ne crash de wiase ebekɔ na wieye. If you are the president of China, the prime minister for India, or the president of Brazil, and you continue to trade with Russia and buy their oil and gas, then you know if the man in Moscow doesn't take the peace negotiation seriously, I will impose 100% secondary sanction, Rutte said. And also, dear ewoho, and also, dear ewoho, and also, dear can news, Adaroma, na wa subscribe de amame pa subscribe de fama me ensem aye kan nyina no ewieye ensem na ye kan so when you read Matthew 24 Mark 13, Luke 21, no Revelations. In the book of Revelation, cut the signs of end time. The signs, yeah, Revelation. So can be the increase in deception. We all know the increase in deception at this time. Deception arise. The book of Revelation, the Bible also talks about wars and then the rumors of wars. Wars and rumors of wars. The Bible also talks about famine. Famine pa ye kom akese pa. And the common son so bruta. Enye asem ketewa. Oko African country ni biso kura dia chese. Duane kura nipa bedi kura na asan ya asam. The Bible also talks about earthquakes. Earthquakes are earthquakes pa ekoso. Enye asem ketewa. Earthquakes are ekoso wo wiase no. Enye asem ketewa. Enti no enyama bebre ya ekoso ekire se ewiase awieye no aba. Enti no se memfa wonko earthquakes quickly a. Enti enne ya on the 16th of July, 109 earthquakes in the past 24 hours. A day. According to news and according to report, 109 earthquakes are happening within 24 hours. And so for the past 365 days, 480,355 earthquakes are SC in the whole year. Last year. And to mo say earthquakes are Bible ekaya no sanity enne ya no earthquakes ni bi asi ewo coast of Greenland Canada near north coast of Greenland. And so earthquakes kesiye asi ho Indonesia earthquake asi ho ne enne this week imano Indonesia earthquake kesiye asi ho enne de the near the coast of Greenland ewo Canada na earthquakes bi asisi eho. And within 24 hours 109 earthquakes. So you could see the Bible no na ekasa. The Bible also talks about persecution of believers. And so when you go to countries and shada and focus so many we beat say China, Korean na persecution of believers koso papa. Impono ye kra ye man yi mumpo persecution koso ye persecution no because ye humu a Christo for this time no ye persecution ye more of spiritual. Why dwene be say sisi ya wakoma be say sisi ya ye be dada o afri no kore ho. And that also is a form of persecution a Christopher FM. And so all this thing no alert ye me ye ni da ho se Awurade Nyankopon oba. And in Russia for any China for ekohia ye. I said it in the other video. Say Russia foreign minister Sergio Lavrov. Or say Sergio Lavrov when you power na when you but this man is working. This man is working pa ede ema Russia for enya sem ke 20 Sergio Lavrov and or that screen is on one first man. Ai ohwe ahwekeka na ahwode a wode ye adwuma ma Russia enya sem ke toa. Enti no papai wokohia China president Xi Jinping na omonso edi nsawo so. And one of their main purpose aim ene wo montokwa na omone Ukraine for ekun ewo ho ekun no. Ai enti no there has been a bilateral political contact between Russia and Ukraine. Ai enti no there is bibia enya nwanwa say Ukraine Russia for ebetumi aba join sa antokoi betumi aba join because they say NATO for ewura mu na Putin you yenhwe the ebekwakwesi. Russia wants Trump's new pledge of aid to Ukraine would hinder any peace deal. On na America no. Russia form per se obia beboa Ukraine. Russia adia wo mompe makono no. And according to news on Russia for warning Donald Trump say Sa akodi a wodi abra Ukraine for no ebe henda peace deal. Any if should be any peace deal a sa de anamoya watu nko ano emma sa peace deal no emma so. And also yeah in some Kremlin ebe a warn US President Donald Trump. And the Kremlin warned that US President Donald Trump promised to increase military aid to Ukraine and impose new sanctions on Russia allies and would fuel the conflict and hinder any peace talk. Trump on Monday threatened Moscow with new tariffs if it didn't strike a deal with Kyiv within 50 days. And Putin and so Ebeka said, Sana moya watui enkwano emma sumdue emba ewo. Ensem bi kwaso ewo Iran, ensem bi ekoso ewo Iran. In fact, where Iran pa dia omo biggest and greatest enemy eye President Donald Trump. And you know there has been an countless assassinated attempt ewo Donald Trump so. Yeah, bebre na so free sa Iran for. Now in the latest report, in the latest news, no, Iran for a day $40 million reward at their to Trump tiso I'm there to tiso. So wow bet to me asasana ama omono. Wow bet to me a chucha a Trump ama woman. They are going to give you a hoop some amount of 40 million. 40 million. And do to say, President Donald Trump, why kakai? And the ama Iran for papa. Why kakai? That's how kakai wins so the bed they pass obey to me eliminating the free war. A bad day. And tisa assembly yakase if you run to a cremo betuno. And the Iran of way. Say if you Donald Trump went to why am one number two because on one year will be two Trump nya na adwis will be woo enti wan hwe ya mo na mo befa ho abewu enti eno so yensema ekoso ewo ho ya eno so Iran for epese omuyi Trump everywhere. Iranian crowdfunding campaign claimed to raise $40 million as reward for assassinating Trump. Assassinating Trump. An Iranian movement called the Blood Covenant is claiming to have crowdfunded more than $40 million as a reward for assassinating President Donald Trump, according to Middle East Media Research. A website for the movement contained a poster of Trump in crosshair with an appeal to donate in order to help establish stable peace. The non-profit report, it added that the poster quotes a verse from the Quran that reads, "Strive with your wealth and your lives in the cause of Allah." This is a call to jihad, inviting believers to donate their money and sacrificing their lives. And some super sisi wo wiase pa o. And some sisi pa. Enti no, according to reports, no, Iran movement be from Blood Covenant. Moja pam. Sa moja pam fui. Omo na womo isolated fund. Omo create website be no omo si omo the Quran Bible verse be na Quran verse enye Bible. Sorry. Yes. Quran verse. Omo the Korean verse be abai no was say strive with your worth. Strive. One pray. Some people we are strive with your worth. Pray. And your lives in the cause of Allah. And no almost say a jihad. This is a call to jihad. Yeah, invite omo believers. Say omo mra, omo fa omo santum. Omo fa musika mbra omo sacrifice omo lives ni nyina ne say omo nyi Donald Trump in free ho and that is also another news circulate with social media ne so ni nyina ne say President Donald Trump no waye kakai pa de ama Iran for enti no kremo we die betu ansa na fie Iran netu kremo no ebetu Iran for ebedi kan tu ansa na efie Iran no etu. Anteno ɛno nso ɛyɛ nsɛm a ɛkɔ so hɔ. Na Iran hɔ na bie mu Iran president Masoud Pezeshkian ya wɔyɛ Iranian president report kyerɛ sɛ papa yi wɔpra after say Israeli strike bi ya ɛkɔɔ so ɛkɔɔ saa revelation guys no so wohwɛ Israel a gisa ɔmo anya hint o ɔmo nya hint paa sɛ bi kululu bi nneɛma bi kɔ so wɔ ha ne ade a quickly ɔmo bɛ strike saa hɔ no ɛno na strike bi a Israel for strike yɛ saa na Iran president yi na ɔwɔ hɔ ɛno ɛna ne ho akɔka kakra na ne ho na ɛkeka ayɛ no papa yi deɛ wɔkyerɛ ne sɛ ɔsi Israel for pɛ nkɔmɔ assassinate no nti ɛno nso yɛ nsɛm a ɛkɔ so social media ne sɛ Iran president say Israel 4% nkɔmɔ assassinate no. So Iran State news agency close to the revelation guide says that the 16th June 6 bombs target both access and entry parts of a secret underground facility. So when secret to Iran for secret underground facilities. Moyen soa na Israel for to akobom. Eno ho ɛna saa 6 bombs ya Israel for ɛto ye de kɔ saa secret underground facility na Masoud Pezeshkian Iran president na ɔhyɛ hɔ ɛno ɛna akodie bi akɔbɔ no akɔbɔ na wɔpra kakra nti according to ɔno deɛ wɔse na Israel for target no na ompese omu assassinate efiri ho. In fact, Israel for nya meka bibia responding about what this man is saying. And so nsema ewo. Iranian official claim Israel used the occult and supernatural spirit during 12-day war. When so ye news bia me hu ye na kyese. In fact, me dwendwena ho pa me say, wow. The God of yesterday is still the God of today. And according to news no according to report no Iran for echirema almost say Israel for yusu juju omo yusu niamaniema bi omo yusu niamaniema bi ene nanka omo pesa omo ne omo Iran for edidi asie and in the 12 days entokwa na ekọ so ewo ho no almost say Israel for use some powers bi nti na omo antimi and defeat wo mo ewo saa entokwa nim no almost say omo use saa powers bi na ama wo mo antimi ni wo mo endi amfe so ewo eho na asan na wadwene ekire wo wadwene ekire wo sen aha kanokra news wadaroma obaso a ya na what subscribe de amami pa me dofo subscribe efa mame subscribe efa mame enti wo hwe video twegu ya we Israel for ya soldier for bi ewuwu a wo mo ekosie wo mo ye wo mo ewufo esom na said na me as I was saying no Iran officials be claim say Israel for use all court and the supernatural spirit be their 12-day war because obviously the ntokwa na esi ekoye na omodwene ho a omonhye dance ase papa biasa enti no omuhu ne se ntokwa no in fact anya Israel for na ekoye there's a power be ahead, a power be na ye supersede wo mo na eboa Israel for in that 12-day war no. A senior Iranian official claimed that Israel deployed the occult and supernatural spirit during its war with Iran. Iran International reports on a year reporter ebaye na Abdullah Genje, former editor of the IRGC linked newspaper, told his 150,000 followers on Twitter that a strange phenomenon had taken place during the 12-day war. And according to Sir Abdullah Jinjai, ya ono so editor, former editor, Edema IRGC, Iran Revelation Guide Corps, Sir Papa and the worker said a strange phenomenon be a in that 12-day war. saa strange phenomenon yi wɔn nte ase wɔn hu ne sɛ supernatural power bi ɛna ɛboa Israel for anaasɛ wɔn use saa power no na in their 12-day war no wɔn hu ne sɛ ɛyɛ occult tumi anaasɛ tumi foforɔ bi ɛna it's very strange ɛyɛ very strange paa. After the recent war, a few sheets of paper were found on the streets of Tehran containing talisman Jewish symbols he wrote in the first year of the Gaza war. Nti wɔ se ɔmo hu sɛ pepa bi a na ɛwɔ wɔ mmɔnten so ɔmo ni sɛ saa nneɛma wei nyinaa ne nneɛma bi a ɔmo dwendwene ho a ɔmo hyɛ daa nte aseɛ ha wa Israelfoɔ yi so saa deɛ no ɔmo ni sɛ ɛyɛ strange phenomenon bi esi ya Israelfoɔ yi so saa supernatural power yi ɛne wɔn ɛko yɛ. Enti sɛn ɛna wadwene ɛyɛ wɔ mpakyɛw mpɛsɛ wɔde wɔ comment ba fa comment ɛto comment box nim hɔ ɛfa ma me no kora sɛ Israelfoɔ use juju yɛni hɔ bi deɛ nanso sɛn ɛna wadwene ɛkyerɛ wo ɔmo use ɔkɔte tumi ɔmo use juju bi anaasɛ Awurade Nyankopɔn nankasa na ɛbɛboa Israelfoɔ because mind you sɛ Awurade Nyankopɔn ɛman ɛne Israel so it doesn't matter what they are doing Awurade Nyankopɔn ka ntam a wɔn nsa mfa and so no if they are Awurade man a ɔmo yɛ Awurade man whether we like it or not whether we are simple one po saa na tie enti no Israelfoɔ use occult to me ɔmo use ɔmo kanche ana saying because Iran for say wɔn dwene ho a ɔmo nhyɛ da nte ase in that 12 day no nsɛm nneɛma hu bi esi ntɔkwa no mu a ɔmo ho ne sɛ ɛyɛ juju ɛne occult powers ɛna Israelfoɔ use yɛ mamifawo ɛnkɔ China nso na ɛno na China has issued a chilling warning to the US and Europe over the Russia-Ukraine war, with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Jing reportedly conveying Beijing's intention during a closed-door meeting with EU officials in Brussels. And on July 2nd and 3rd, EU foreign policy chief was said to be present at the talk. According to reports, Wang Yi declares China cannot afford to see Russia lose in Ukraine, citing fears that if Russia is defeated, the US would redirect its focus on Europe towards China. And also, because the Chinese said they cannot afford na Russia for any nkuku would spark World War III. The NATO members slam EU's anti-Russia sanction as dangerous. And you know, nkurɔfoɔ bi nso a ɔmo nso no wɔn support Russia. Ɔmo support Russia. Wohwɛ Slovakia yɛ country bi a ɔmo nso no ɔmo nso support Russia. Wohwɛ Belarus yɛ Lukashenko. President Lukashenko also Belarus president also one of those countries are also supporting Russia pa na na Slovakia Prime Minister Robert Fico has strongly condemned the EU's 18th sanction package against Russia. And a EU package omode sanction Russia 18th sanction package omode echo Russia for so and now papa calling it demagogic and actually now my search the meaning for demagogic the amount and according to Robert Fico no was say sad EU for a demagogic and the result of a boundless obsession with Russia and to when he say EU for a very obsessed with Russia I say tata Russia for too much. And he's speaking in Bristol, was a Fico warned of severe consequences, including energy shortage and economic fallout if Russia gas supply are hot and I say are stop. And according to Slovakia Prime Minister, was says idea you for a demagogic and to me show me now what's a demagogic asia. Fatu comment section efama me pa demagogic I was say demagogic and I will if it was ebeka say sad ya EU for a sanction almost sanction US na Russia na say no the consequence kase pa ebeba wiase afen so the energy shortage ebeba the energy shortage ebeba pa because if Russia supply no stop here efe Russia focus on supply gas any oil fan ko bia ewiase ebebre na the consequence bebrebe pa ebeba na emwempo no ebetumi aspark World War 3 according to sir prime minister was say ebetumi aspark World War 3 enti no no so yensema papa yi wo ebeka na Masud Pezeshkian ya Israel for ato akodi ebi akokani papa yi report ba chese wo pese wo ye cool wo attempt coup bi a anka etu supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and report ba chese Iran political fault line are widely in the aftermath of the 12-day war with Israel, with President Masud Pezeshkian facing accusation of attempting a coup against Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Now you, deal because we have Ali Khamenei Ayatollah was see Eddie Ehini ewo Iran for so many years. It is going to be difficult. Say we bet me Eddie coup etunesha. Inti when so report eba. Say Masud ya wo attempt coup. Pese wo tu Iran Ayatollah Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei edifiso. And more than 30 lawmakers have called for his dismissal, signaling a deepened power struggle, marked only briefly by calls for post-war unity. And Masud Pezeshkian, who Iran CCI, Papa in Huacheno. And so maybe that is the reason why Ananko Walkosha underground facility, Israel funds to bomb kotuhi. And you know, about 30 lawmakers, and I call it say, Omon dismissing Masud Pezeshkian, in free ho. And you know, I know so, sama, so, Iran, ho. Ayatollah dear, just wo and I said this omukuno said there na Israel 4% mu yi ne free ho na asumdie bai enya sa pa dear coup pa dear ebeye den pa kakra ewo ho na China fonso pledge closer tie with Russia after Trump sanction until after say Trump had the sanction 50 days ultimatum ni ade no President Xi Jinping wa pledge deepen China support for the ama Russia for was all say China for eta Putin and now say Russia for echi even with US sanction no or money China and I say omo de in fact omo eta Putin echi a enye asem ketua kra I can Ukraine news wadaroma eya na was subscribe edi amame pa. Now reports are ebe say North Korea is now a more important ally for Russia. Aye, omo ye important ally papa. Ya omo akodie ni bebre nso so. Omo akodie bebre nso ewo Russia say edi entokwa anase edi akosem ede ema Russia for. Aha. Enti Radi Yankopon share pa se enenso woje branch. Said America North Korea for the no. North Korea now supplying up to 40% of Russia's ammunition in Ukraine war. It's North Korea for air supply 40%. And to me so akode pa omode eboa Putin ewo Ukraine and Tokoemono enye asem ketwa. North Korea is now supplying almost half of Russia ammunition for its war. And the akapa ne say President Zelenskyy no wo be fidi ni kuro so na waba anase wo de nakofo ebeba ground nakofo bebre so po we ho enti akapa ne say o meyi o monim pa say o mo ne Ukraine for aircon enti no hwe almost half of Russia's ammunition Russia for aircon Ukraine no e free North Korea. And South Korea is accused of shipping, and North Korea is accused of shipping millions of artillery shells and other munition to Putin military. South Korea Defense Intelligence and a cancer assembly. And 28,000 containers loaded with shells and munition are believed to exceed roughly 12 million rounds when converted into 15-inch shells. And 28,000 containers ɛna ya loadi. Imagine the number of akodeɛ ɛna ɛrekɔ akɔgu hɔ. Nti Ukraine ne Russia ntɔkwa ne deɛ yɛmmɔ mpaeɛ Awurade Nyankopɔn fa asomdwoe mba na nyɛ saa paa deɛ a deɛ ɛbobɔ so ɛwɔ hɔ ne deɛ ano ɔden paa, ano ɛden. Na Bible ɛka sɛdeɛ na me ɛka the book of Revelation Matthew 24 ɛhɔnom no nsuoyiri ɛbɛba kyerɛ sɛ nneɛma bebree ɛbɛkɔ so ɛwɔ wiase yɛ a ne nyinaa nso ɛdi ewiase ɛwieyɛ no ho nsɛm. Na nkyɛn biara just recently wohwɛ nneɛma a ɛrekɔ so ɛwɔ kuro bi ɛte sɛ New Jersey. Nsuoyiri kɛseɛ paa ɛrekɔ so. Ɛrekɔ so except a deadly flood ɛsi ɛwɔ New Jersey a na kyerɛ sɛ nsɛm a Bible ɛka yɛ no ɛyɛ very true paa. Nti according to report no enipa mmienu ɛna ɛwu after the flash flooding in New Jersey and New York City. Nti no torrential rains in New York and New Jersey on Monday night it has brought flash flooding that killed 2 people and led New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy to declare a state of emergency. And to New Jersey this year, they had been declared a state of emergency. We shared see the video yi ekona uhwe nsuo na esi the esi yiri ono kura na nsuo ato enti no adofo no everything the Bible say bibia Bible prophecy no it is fulfilling papa and this time around they fulfill quickly pa enti eno so nsuo yiri a akoso earthquakes ekoso na nsensem we nyina ekoso ba na kyerɛ sɛ everything is prepared. Bibia prepare sɛ Awurade Nyankopɔn ɔno ankasa obesi fam. Enti sɛ wokɔ Israel sisia bere a make say dia na kyerɛ sɛ Gaza ɛne Israel ntɔkwa no nso so no ɛkɔ so paa ɛno so enya asɛm ketewa. Enti no according to Palestinian officials no ɔmo hyira Gaza ceasefire talks on the verge of collapse. And we were ceasefire omaya sanka ceasefire from ceasefire no according to the Palestinian no almost say one show ya na ceasefire no and to me ambaso one way ya na ceasefire no anye juma ewo negotiation between Israel and Hamas in Qatar on a new Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal are on the brink of collapse, according to Palestinian officials familiar with the details of discussion. And it said the ceasefire is in the brink of collapse. Not just in Tokwana de Bekoso Papa Ewoho, and Tokwana Bekoso, and Tokwan, rumors of wars, Nina Eye and Toka famine, increase in deception, rumors of war, famine, earthquakes, persecution of believers, a decline in love and morality. Decline in love. Bebredwa no bejo, and you could see say bebredwa no so ajo and immorality. Ushe immorality a ekos wo wiase na nipa ne moa eda nipa ne elba ne ba ne we awa nipa sia bo mo adegya ni nyina o mesi ekafoafo so ni nyina kire se Awurade Nyankopon se ne yampo wo ba oni fo yentimi nka se Awurade wa mo ye nka ye Awurade na wa jese yenim na u ka se na se debi Bibia na Awurade Nyankopon aka no se wa ma ye nsenda what the day and the hour, the time, the minute, the seconds rapture besi ye Awurade Nyankopon de obi anim but was wa ma ye nsenda ho wa ma ye nsenkyere ne nti ye mo ye no ye nda se de wo mo aka no ye nda. This is the time was say ye bie ye ni ye ma ye ni da ho papa na enche bia na che se ye gye bre no aduru ye bre no aduru. Awurade Nyankopon onhyira wo biem se enenso wo gye time out of your busy schedule na wo share kanokra news enti no the tofa boni nyina ne say President Donald Trump officially what they akode no ko yo mo de ko boa Ukraine through NATO and so no, I don't really know NATO omo adie pa omo eye at that time no the boy Ukraine for, but no ye hope say NATO directly no omo involve omo ho. As a NATO involve omo ho directly in Ukraine and Russia toko ya. In fact, eno ene ye ka say e the same bebre ebeba Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, omo so keka wo ho boaboa no pa ya ne so e form alliance. Obi a ne ho ensem wo Middle East ne Ukraine ntokwa nim ne ade akwata kakra a menhyada ehun ne news papa pa bia wo social media ne so Turkey and Dogan. In fact, ekame aye say nsem a ekoso ewo wiase, nsem a trend no papa yi ode ne ho asie kakra ewo mu. Nti wo hwa alliance no form pa, alliance ne form. Nti se obi ka kire wo say wiase ebekọ back to normal ne ade a enya no kore ekom eba kompa eba asase wo so esi rumors of war ekoso na wo hwɛ de boboba wo Ukraine mu ya Putin say wanti jai entokwa no wonya yi a na kire se nse bebre baba aha kan news wada Roma ya na wa subscribe de amaye Awurade Nyankopɔn onhyira pa se enenso wajebre na wo